So let's talk about one of the major projects that is currently being carried out or being executed by the current administration. Lagos Calabar Coastal Road. And the construction of that road, and it's costing around 15 trillion naira to construct that road. Of course, a lot of us have never seen that kind of money before, but I know that that money should be enough to revive almost 5 sectors of the economy. Talk about health, talk about agriculture, talk about mining, and then talk about education as well. In fact, that money should be enough to give us at least perhaps maybe 2 or 3 more refineries, bigger refineries, especially because of all these fuel shortages that we'll continue to experience here and there. The most worrisome part of it is that this money is coming from loan. It's a Chinese and World Bank loan. And for me, I always talk about the negative impact of taking loans from, especially from World Bank and IMF. These institutions are representing themselves. They are there to make their own profits. The very essence of these institutions is to make sure developing countries never develop. They continue to give you loans they know you cannot pay. They continue to give you terms that will make sure that in the longer term, the value of your currency will keep going down. You keep devaluing your currency. And one day we're going to talk about structural adjustment program, but it all started then. Today, where is the value of Naira today? You take a loan from them when Naira to a dollar was 500, it was 500 to a dollar. Then they give you this loan for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, medium term. Then they allow you to pay when the dollar is maybe 1,500 Naira or when the dollar is 2,000 Naira too. So when you take $1 billion from them, that 1 billion could be 1 trillion Naira eventually, because you keep devaluing and they keep putting pressure on you to devalue your currency. They keep putting pressure on you to ensure you don't subsidize any sector of the economy. They keep telling you to increase your taxes, increase the tax rate, increase the tax net, keep taxing people. And how do you even tax poor people anyways? When you take loan from these people, this loan comes with terms that you just won't be able to you won't be able to pay. When developed countries approach these institutions, they take loan at a far lower interest rate, perhaps maybe 1 or 2%. But when developing countries like Nigeria, we've seen cases in Africa, countries that have taken loan from these institutions and they just won't be able to pay. They haven't been able to pay these loans. And when you are borrowing, it's very necessary that you don't borrow for consumption, but you borrow for production. Imagine this 15 trillion naira is being invested into real production. You're not going to, but the thing is, IMF doesn't care about real production. When you take loan, you should be able to take loan and invest in the real sectors of the economy. Imagine 5 trillion naira going into agriculture, subsidizing the fertilizers, educating our farmers, giving them the technical, allowing them to have the technical skills, the technical know-how, giving them tractors and all the necessary machineries, advanced, more sophisticated machineries, rather than all these local tools or subsistence farming that 70 to 80% of our farmers continue to engage in. You just will never be able to revive agriculture with this kind of mindset. 15 trillion naira in one sector of the economy, that not just even a real sector, construction of road, to construct road, spending 15 trillion naira, that money should have been enough to revive any sector of the economy. I mean, you can build about 3 extra refineries. It can revive the entire agricultural sector, the mining sector, the health sector. When you talk about the health sector, look at it. You still have high infant mortality. We still have a lot of mothers that are dying of childbirth. We still have a lot of children, babies that are still dying because of lack of proper treatments. We still have a lot of diseases in the countries: meningitis, HIV, tuberculosis, hepatitis, this malaria. We still have a lot of these that are still killing our people in their millions. We still have a lot of households that can't be able to afford basic. How about our graduates that can't be able to invest, that can't be able to produce something real, something tangible, something that is visible for everyone to see, rather than engaging in theoretical arguments? How about if we go into the real sector of the economy? Wouldn't that be far better and more easier? When you have an educated society, eventually they'll construct those roads by themselves. When you have a healthy society, eventually they're going to construct those roads by themselves. I'm not saying that construction of road is not important or it's not good, but looking at the stage of our economy, what benefits will that have on the generality, on the entire people, on the entire region of Nigeria? How many goods, as important as that road is, there are more important sectors that money should have been invested in. And for me, I feel this is just a loss of priority, a misplaced priority. Nigeria is still one of the countries with the highest number of out-of-school children. We still have street beggars in their millions. We still have a lot of issues that we should have been able to look at. Subsidizing education. And we're going to talk about subsidy eventually, but I don't know of any country in the world that does not subsidize any product. And unfortunately, this is what IMF keep telling you. You want them to give you loans? Fine. You have to increase your taxes. You have to, in fact, all your policies have to be liberal. You have to be liberal. And then you have to, just like I said, you have to increase your taxes. You have to devalue your naira. And that is the worst part of it. You have to devalue your currency. From 100 naira to $1, and now we're seeing 1,500, 1,600 naira to $1, and you're going to pay that loan. So when you take a loan of 1 billion naira from them, eventually it becomes like maybe a lot of money, maybe 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 billion dollars. They kept giving you loans they know you can't even afford to pay. This is very disheartening, really. I hope and I pray that eventually our leaders will learn from this. Thank you.